This is TWiT.
Netflix is rolling out a new feature to automatically download and save upcoming episodes of series that you watch on your Android device. They're calling it Smart Downloads. It automatically downloads the next episode and then deletes the previous one that you just finished. All that's done via a Wi-Fi connection. So when it has connection to Wi-Fi, it does this. It doesn't work with movies. You can turn it off in the settings, and apparently this is rolling out today. So this is good for binge watchers. But then, Cameron, you wrote about this whole binge watching thing, and you think it's not very good for us. Tell us why you feel this way.
First, I want to say that I'm not trying to upset anybody because it turns out people are really passionate about binge watching TV
People
shows.
love binge watching. It's true.
Oh, man.
It's a great escape.
And actually that is one thing, one of the positives about it, but I'll get to that in just a second. So I had this thing where probably, I don't know, last year or whenever Stranger Things season 2 came out, my wife and I, we watched the whole thing, and, we watched like half of it one day and we finished it the next day. And I just felt really unsatisfied. So it got me thinking. I was like, I don't really like binge watching shows, especially when it's just one season. I can understand it when there are multiple seasons, like binging 5-6 episodes a day or something. But I didn't feel very good about it. And season 2 of Stranger Things was good. So it kind of planted this idea in my head that binge watching takes away what's special about TV. There's no connection with the characters, which, a lot of people have argued with me that they feel a deeper connection because they spend more time with them or whatever. But I found some studies that basically agreed with what I was saying, that people who binge watched a show a few months later didn't feel the same way. They couldn't remember many details, and it just didn't make much of an impact. So that's kind of where I went with the idea, and that it devalues the show because it does for me. And I feel like a lot of people agree with me. I know there are a lot of people who disagree with me because that's been brought to my attention quite a bit, and that's fine. That's okay. But it's, and I guess at some point I have to define what binge watching is. If it's 2 episodes, 3 episodes, I don't necessarily consider that a binge. But if you sit down and you watch, you've sat in front of a TV for 8 solid hours. I mean, I just feel like that's not healthy. Especially
I did that with Friends.
Listen, Cameron, I agree with you 100%. I think it's ruined the entire enjoyment of a show, and the idea of watching an episode and then waiting a week and talking to your friends about and analyzing it, and then get together to watch the next episode and stuff like that. People sit down and watch 13 episodes at a time, 10 episodes at a time. It just ruins it. I just think it's unhealthy. I agree with you.
That's exactly where I was coming from. And that comes from a standpoint of, like, my favorite thing on TV is The Walking Dead. I'm obsessed with The Walking Dead, and every week I really look forward to it. And I spend the entire week thinking about the upcoming episode, and my wife and I discuss it throughout the week. And, we're in a couple of Facebook groups where we talk about it. And I love that. And you don't get that with binge streaming shows. But Netflix is also changing the way people watch TV because they release an entire season and release it at one time. And so many people will sit at home on a Saturday and watch an entire season. You don't get that same sort of like, let's talk about this episode throughout the week because your friends just watched the entire season and you've only watched 2 episodes. So there's, I don't think it's terrible. I just think taking it slowly adds more value to the show. Of course, there are the health implications of just sitting around for 10 hours watching TV. If you do it every single day, it can be a problem. But I don't know.
And if you are binge watching, maybe think about why you feel like you need that escape. Is another thing I would suggest, because often
it's a good show.
Yes, I mean that's true, but I try not to binge anymore. I don't even binge 90210. Like, I will do 2 episodes at a time, and then I'll wait a little bit, and I'll listen to some podcasts about it, and I'll watch some other stuff, and then I'll continue on my 10-season trajectory. And also with new stuff, I try to just space it out because I want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy the narrative, because I was watching shows like, I binge watched Parenthood because the entire thing is on Netflix, and I don't remember any plot point from that show. I just remembered there were spurts of me crying a lot, and then that it was done. I don't remember any plot points. just like it's like This Is Us. It's a very curious show.
It was a good show.
It's about family and stuff. Anyway,
it's a good show.
All right.